Do you ever feel unmotivated and unable to do actual productive work? This is an issue for a lot of new, younger people in our generation because we are in an age where information is so prevalent around us. We can access internet at all moments throughout the day. We constantly get reminded that we need to do this, need to do that through our phone, through contacts, through our maybe Google Watch, Apple Watch. Anything like this will eventually introduce too much information into our brain, and then our brain will be constantly in a state of overstimulation throughout the entire day. That's why sometimes we feel really tired throughout the day. It's because we have been absorbing so much information that we probably no longer need to use, because most of the information we get throughout the day, just think about it, reading news, watching like random facts YouTube videos, or listening to like podcasts that talks about a lot of non-essential issues that relate to our lives. But most of them are completely useless in our entire life, at least for now. So the information we gain, the knowledge we learn throughout all these overstimulations are not immediately useful, cannot be turned into immediate action in our life. That's why a lot of people like yourself sometimes feel very sluggish, sometimes feel very unmotivated. It's because you're spending all this time throughout your entire day absorbing information. This could be watching television, this could be reading news articles on your phone, this could be watching YouTube videos, this could be watching a movie, this could be listening to podcasts. So much string of information coming into your brain at such a rapid pace has never been possible throughout human history. So we are not adjusted to overstimulation of the brain at all. Back in the days, the reason why humans have very intelligent brain is actually because we use our brain to provide productive functions. So our brain should be a mechanical machine that propel us to act, to propel us to perform actions. So for example, if you are like farmer in farming societies in ancient Greece, your brain will tell you to go farm in a very smart way. So pretty much like you know how to do exactly how to farm, exactly how to perform every single action throughout the farming activity. So planting the seeds and then putting dust and soil over it, and then watering it. So many different actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, till like hundreds of actions in a chain of thoughts. So your brain actually provides your body this mechanism that you can remember so much and actually do so much. That was the initial usage of the brain, of course. And you can also use brain to consider like philosophical issues, think actively. But just remember this: ancient societies and like ancient humans, or the way humans' brains are supposed to be used, does not allow too much this kind of abstract thinking. Only recently, throughout our lives, humans started to perform quite a lot of abstract thinkings. So maybe thinking about like politics, thinking about how this relates to our lives. So this kind of thinking is very unorganic and very unnatural. That's why our brain takes longer and longer to process this information that we are absorbing all the time, that we're not going to use throughout our day. What's real education? Let me ask you this. What's a real effective education? It's when you learn something and immediately you perform it. So for example, if I am a very good self-studier, I will go on YouTube and search how to fix a car wheel. So for example, this is just a very basic example. How to fix a car wheel. I'll search that video, I watch the video, and step by step, as I am watching this video, I'm performing fixation on my car. I'm fixing my car while I watch this video. So essentially, this is a useful use of information. But most of the people are not doing that at all, because most of the people just watch a lot of YouTube videos or get news information that they can no longer use at all in their life, because these information are not immediately useful for them. That's why their brain tend to store all these useless information, and then never actually perform the task that these information are providing us to do. So this is a core issue with overstimulation of all these constant stream of information floating into our brain. And the best way to combat it is something called a low information diet. So Tim Ferriss kind of coined this term, but I'm pretty much like just paraphrasing. But I really like this idea because a low information diet provides you a way to combat overstimulation. Here's how you should do it. So for me, I tried doing this low information diet as well. By not watching any YouTube videos throughout my entire day, and then not reading any news articles throughout my entire day. There's also like something really bad about news articles that we'll get into in a bit. But overall, you just need to know, don't pay attention to news articles and do not watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts. Any informational media, do not consume it at all, because overconsumption is what causes your brain to lose energy, lose motivation. And once you do this, you'll feel this magical sensation that you have so much more time, so much more freedom, so much more, even boredom feels good to you now, because you now have a clearer brain after you do this low information diet. You have so much more action potential to actually go out there and perform the task you need to be doing throughout your day, and do the tasks that you didn't think you would do, but it will benefit you tremendously. You know these things exist. So for example, go ahead and actually perform, go outside and do jogging, exercising, go to work, and be productive in the way you work. Be effective in the way you work. Because now your brain have this motivation after not consuming all this information. You now have the power over these overconsumption of information. You now have the power to be a judge that let certain information in your brain, but also reject most of the information they're trying to get into your brain, because you now have the power of the low information diet. So some of the beginning points that you can potentially try is to do 1 week of low information diet. So for the entire week, I want you to stop watching YouTube videos, stop taking in media, stop watching news articles, stop reading news articles popping up on your phone, and mute your phone calls, and make sure you only read email once a day. Do not read email constantly, and do not reply to people's messages all the time. You have to limit it to either once a day, or for a lot of people, 2 to 3 times a day. And once you try this for a week, and let's just say you try it for 2 days, you already feel a huge difference. You already feel so much more confidence and so much more clear-minded in the way that you are existing in the world. And then you can now engage in the world in a very active fashion. So you're no longer passive. You're no longer receiving information passively. You're actively engaging and changing the world around you. Now you're in the next stage of your life. So this is why I want to talk about low information diet. It's an amazing tool for you to get into better mental functions and clearer mind and more motivation. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one.